Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the ACE CLAT and a CLAT prep uh, understanding for all of you. Thank you all for joining on this Sunday morning. My name is Avinash, and I'm a graduate from National Law School, Raipur. And today I will take you on a complete presentation where you'll be able to understand what exactly are the law examinations post 12th, what are careers after law, and how exactly you're supposed to prepare for them. And along with me is also Mahesh sir, who will be speaking to you about IP-MAT and different management opportunities for students after 11th and 12th. ఇప్పుడు మనకొచ్చి 11th అండ్ 12th ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద మోస్ట్ పివటల్ మూమెంట్స్ ఫర్ స్టూడెంట్స్. జనరలీ ఈ టైంలో వచ్చేసి చాలా కన్ఫ్యూజన్ లో ఉంటారు బోత్ పేరెంట్స్ యాజ్ వెల్ as స్టూడెంట్స్ యాజ్ టు వాట్ టు చూస్. అండ్ ఎస్పెషలీ చాలా మంది చుట్టుపక్కల మీకు సైన్స్ తీసుకోండి, ఇంజనీరింగ్ లేకపోతే ఏం కెరియర్స్ ఉండవు, లేకపోతే మెడిసిన్ తీసుకోకపోతే దేర్ ఇస్ నో అదర్ కెరియర్స్ అన్నది. Nowadays the paradigm shift is happening towards different careers. We have law, we have IP-MAT, we have different examinations which can catapult your future. And even for students who have taken MEC and CEC or any other branch, because this is completely stream agnostic. Any student from MPC, BIPC, or any kind of stream from humanities, commerce to science can attempt these examinations. So please do listen to us carefully and understand. And eventually, at the end of the session, after 1 hour, we will open the quorum for question and answers. So one of the first questions, why exactly should you consider law? అసలు లా అన్నది మనం చూస్ చేయాలా, చూస్ చేయకూడదా అన్నది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. లా చేస్తే అసలు కెరియర్ ఉందా, లా చేయకపోతే అంటే ఇప్పుడు లా చేసిన తర్వాత అసలు మనకు జాబ్ దొరుకుతుందా, లేకపోతే అదే హైకోర్టుకి వెళ్ళి లేకపోతే ఏదైనా కోర్టుకి వెళ్ళి బ్లాక్ కోట్స్ వేసుకొని సడన్ గా దే విల్ హ్యావ్ టు స్టిల్ కీప్ స్ట్రగ్లింగ్ ఫర్ దేర్ కెరియర్. అండ్ అసలు ఏం చదవాలి, మనం 10th అయ్యాక 11th అండ్ 12th లో ఎలా మేము తపస్య వైపు నుంచి మీకు సపోర్ట్ చేయగలుగుతాం, ఇవన్నీ మీకు క్లియర్ గా చెప్తాం. సో లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ ద న్యూస్ హ్యాడ్ బిగన్ దట్ క్లాట్ వచ్చేసి యూనిక్. అండ్ మేము ఎర్లీగా ఎందుకు మీకు అవేర్నెస్ ఇస్తున్నాం అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ది ఓన్లీ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ విచ్ హెస్ బీన్ షిఫ్టెడ్ టు డిసెంబర్ నౌ. ఇప్పుడు జనరలీ మనం వెయిట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం దట్ మే, జూన్ లో ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్, అన్ని కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్ వచ్చి మేలో అవుతూ ఉంటాయి. బట్ ఈ ఎగ్జామ్ వచ్చేసి స్పెసిఫిక్లీ స్టూడెంట్స్ కి ఎక్కువ స్ట్రెస్ చేయకూడదు. అది కాకుండా స్టూడెంట్స్ జాన్, ఫెబ్, మార్చ్ ఆ టైంలో అంతా దే విల్ బి ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ ప్రిపరేషన్ ఆఫ్ దేర్ 11th ఆర్ దేర్ 12th ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్ విచ్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టు దెమ్. ఆ స్ట్రెస్ రిలీవ్ చేయడానికి దే ఆర్ ట్రైంగ్ టు హ్యావ్ అన్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ మచ్ బిఫోర్ ది అకాడమిక్ ఇయర్. అంటే దీని అర్థం 2024లో ఎవరైతే గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ అవుతారో స్టూడెంట్స్ హూ విల్ ఫినిష్ 12th ఇన్ దిస్ ఇయర్, దే షుడ్ హ్యావ్ రిటర్న్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ఇన్ 2023 డిసెంబర్. దాని అర్థం ఏంటంటే ఎవరైతే నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ హూ ఆర్ కరెంట్లీ ఇన్ దేర్, హూ హ్యావ్ జస్ట్ కమ్ టు 12th అండ్ కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ 11th టు 12th ఆర్ ఇంటర్ ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ టు ఇంటర్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్, those students should write their CLAT examination in this December. So in 2024 December, you write the examination so that you will get admission in 2025. All right. So with this, I'll tell you that through CLAT, which is a common law aptitude test, and with that, you enter into a complete world wherein you get a chance to be admitted into 26 national law universities across the country. సో దీని అర్థం ఏంటంటే 26 నేషనల్ లా స్కూల్లోకి ఎంట్రన్స్ వచ్చి క్లాట్ త్రూ వస్తుంది. క్లాట్ లో వచ్చే డిఫరెంట్ టాపిక్స్ జీకే, ఇంగ్లీష్, క్వాంట్, లీగల్ రీజనింగ్, లాజికల్ రీజనింగ్, ఇట్లాంటి కొత్త సబ్జెక్ట్స్. ఈ 5 సబ్జెక్టులు ఏంటంటే వీటిల్లో అదర్ దెన్ క్వాంట్ ఆర్ మ్యాథమెటిక్స్, మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద సబ్జెక్ట్స్ స్టూడెంట్స్ హ్యావ్ నెవర్ సీన్ బిఫోర్. సో దానివల్లే దీని గురించి ఒక స్పెషల్ ట్రైనింగ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ టూ టఫ్, బట్ సిమిలర్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ వెరీ ఈజీ, ఎందుకంటే బాగా ప్రాక్టీస్ కావాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు కరెంట్లీ కూడా మేము ఉన్న స్టూడెంట్స్ ని వీఆర్ ట్రైంగ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లోర్ డిఫరెంట్ వేస్ హౌ వీ కెన్ ఎంగేజ్ దెమ్ అండ్ క్రియేట్ న్యూ కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ modern lawyers out of them. All right. So when we are looking at CLAT specifically, it happens in December every year from now onwards. So for this year, December, if we have to prepare from now, we barely have about 7 to 8 months. And దాని మధ్యలో కూడా సిన్స్ వీ విల్ హ్యావ్ సమ్మర్ హాలిడేస్, మనం వచ్చి చాలా ఎర్లీగా ప్రిపేర్ అవుతే ఇట్ ఈస్ బెటర్. యూజువలీ మేము ప్రిఫర్ చేస్తాం అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రికమెండెడ్ దట్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆఫ్టర్ 10th, అంటే 10th అయిన సమ్మర్ హాలిడేస్ లో దే విల్ డిసైడ్ అండ్ యూజువలీ ట్రై అండ్ పర్స్యూ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఆర్ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్ లైక్ క్లాట్ అండ్ ఐపీ మ్యాట్. క్లాట్ ఇంకా ఐపీ మ్యాట్ రెండిటి గురించి వాళ్ళు చెప్తున్నాం కాబట్టి రెండిట్లో కొన్ని సిమిలారిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. బట్ సిమిలర్లీ దెర్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో సమ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ డిఫరెన్స్. యాజ్ ఇన్, మీరు ఐపీ మ్యాట్ అనేది ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇన్ మేనేజ్మెంట్, ఇది కూడా వచ్చేసి చాలా న్యూ సబ్జెక్ట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ అ వెరీ న్యూ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్. ఎందుకంటే స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ తర్వాత డైరెక్ట్ గా దే కెన్ ఎంటర్ ఇన్ టు Indian Institute of Management, the prestigious Indian Institutes of Management, which only students used to enter after doing their BTech, BCom, or any kind of graduation. Today's date, directly a student at the age of 18 to 19 years, as soon as they complete their 12th or their intermediate second year, can enter into a integrated program into the IIMs of the country. Previously, students have to finish their graduation, then write CAT, and amongst that, they used to get admission into Indian Institutes of Management. But today's date, students can directly go in. So that is also a very interesting course. మీరు 5 ఏళ్ళు డైరెక్ట్ గా 12th తర్వాత బీబీఏ ఇంకా ఎంబీఏ కలిపి యూ విల్ ఆల్సో బి సేవింగ్ టైం. అంటే మీరు ఒకవేళ 4 years ఒక గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ ఫినిష్ చేసి ఆ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ క్యాట్ కి చదివి ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యి ఇంకో 2 years చేసేటప్పటికి అట్లీస్ట్ 6 to 7 years వరకు పట్టేస్తుంది స్టూడెంట్స్ కి. అలాంటిది కాకుండా ఐపీ మ్యాట్ లో వచ్చేసి డైరెక్ట్ గా మీరు 12th తర్వాత 5 years. సో ఇమాజిన్ చేయండి, ఒక స్టూడెంట్ at the age of barely 21, 22 will be able to come out with a degree with a postgraduate diploma or an MBA from an IIM directly. So imagine in about 4 to 5 years, 4 5 ఏళ్లలో వాళ్ళు సీనియర్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ లెవెల్ వరకు వెళ్ళి దే విల్ బీ ఏబుల్ టు గెయిన్ వెరీ హై ప్యాకేజెస్. అండ్ బోత్ క్లాట్ యాజ్ వెల్ as IPM, if you look at them as courses, sir, I mean, they are so fabulous because they are giving a chance for commerce students and non-science background students for them to achieve salaries. I mean, the IP MAT Indore salary last year has gone up to almost 60 to 70 lakh rupees per annum.
per annum.
So
Highest package.
highest package was
The
that.
average around 30 plus. So
Even in Nalsar, Hyderabad, which is a very prestigious college of Hyderabad itself, uh, we also have an exclusive quota. ఓకే, దట్ విల్ బి ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఫర్ యూ టు గో.
తెలంగాణ
మీకు ప్రెజెంటేషన్ లోపల ఇంకా నేను డీటెయిల్ లో చెప్తాను దట్ ఎన్ని సీట్లు ఉంటాయి తెలంగాణ స్టూడెంట్స్ కి ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్ అండ్ ఇంక్లూడింగ్ జనరల్ కేటగిరీ స్టూడెంట్స్ కూడా దేర్ ఈస్ అ సర్టన్ కోటా వేర్ ఇట్ విల్ బి వెరీ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఫర్ యూ టు నో. సో దిస్ వాస్ ద, యాజ్ యూ కెన్ సీ ఆన్ యువర్ స్లైడ్, దిస్ వాస్ ద ఎస్టరియర్ సిచ్యువేషన్. అంటే కోర్ట్ రూమ్ కి వెళ్ళి బ్లాక్ కోట్లు వేసుకొని ఓన్లీ లిటిగేషన్ సర్వీసెస్. అంటే మేము ఇక్కడ ఏం అనట్లేదు లిటిగేషన్ వచ్చేసి బ్యాడ్ అనేసి అలా అని కాదు, బట్ లిటిగేషన్ వాస్ సీన్ టు బి వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఓన్లీ ఆప్షన్స్. జనరల్ గా వచ్చి మేము లా చేసాము అంటే ఆర్ యు సివిల్ లాయర్ ఆర్ క్రిమినల్ లాయర్ అని మాత్రమే అడుగుతారు, కానీ దే డోంట్ నో దట్ వీ లెర్న్ అట్లీస్ట్ 40 డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ లా సబ్జెక్ట్స్. అమంగ్స్ దెమ్ వెరీ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ న్యూ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ హ్యావ్ కమ్ అప్, సార్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు స్పోర్ట్స్ లా అనేసి ఉంది, క్రికెటర్స్ ని, బీసీసీఐ రూల్స్ ని, ఐపీఎల్ టీమ్స్ ని రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తున్నారు పిల్లలు. దేర్ ఇస్ ఎయిర్ అండ్ స్పేస్ లా,
BSc law,
బిఎస్సి లా,
BCom law.
సో దేర్ ఆర్ వెరీ డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ లా. ఇన్ ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఈవెన్ BBA LLB, which is a culmination of both management as well as law, is also a very interesting program which is going on today's date all across the
And
country.
many of our analysts are offering BBA LLB.
Definitely.
Not, BA, of course, top few are offering BA LLB, but many of the analysts are offering BBA LLB.
Right. And also the interesting point, so when you look at places like IIT or AIMS for medicine, these are the places which always used to be, అంటే ఈ ప్లేసెస్ కి వెళ్తేనే హై ప్లేస్మెంట్లు దొరుకుతాయి, చాలా మంచి కెరియర్లు ఫామ్ అవుతుంది అనేసి ఉండేది.
Nothing like
అలాంటిది వచ్చి ఇవాళ రోజుల్లో లా ఇంకా మేనేజ్మెంట్ రెండిట్లో కూడా ఎక్సలెంట్ సాలరీస్ అండ్ ద కాంపిటీషన్. మెయిన్ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే ఇవాళ రోజుల్లో వీటి గురించి అవేర్నెస్ చాలా తక్కువ ఉంది. దట్ ఈస్ వై వీఆర్ ట్రైంగ్ టు గివ్ హైయర్ అవేర్నెస్ టుడేస్ డేట్. విల్ బి డూయింగ్ అ లాట్ మోర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్. ఎందుకంటే చాలా మందికి ఎంఈసీ సిఈసి తీసుకున్న పిల్లలు కూడా ఇంత మంచి కెరియర్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉన్నాయన్నది తెలియదు. సో ఇఫ్ యూ లుక్ అట్ ద కరెంట్ సినారీ, ఇవాళ రోజు వచ్చేసి లా గురించి చాలా డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇఫ్ యూ లుక్ ఎట్ మల్టీ స్పెషలైజేషన్, All right. You can see different kinds of laws. For example, IPR అంటే ఇంటలెక్చువల్ ప్రాపర్టీ రైట్స్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ప్రతి లోగో పక్కన మీరు చూస్తారు, రిజిస్టర్డ్ అని ఒక సింబల్ వస్తుంది, ట్రేడ్ మార్క్ అని ఒక సింబల్ వస్తుంది. సో దట్ వే యూ కెన్ వెరీ క్లియర్లీ సీ దట్ how the lawyers are going behind branding. Okay, if a new software is made in an IT company, it has to be patented. So a student will also go towards different kinds of patents as well. All right. So, in case a student would like to get into patents, you need to have a kind of a science background as well as a law background. How to achieve that, I will let you know. There's also sports law. All right. Like one of our students recently, we remember who had come over for a guest session, was a sports lawyer. That means she is also representing players like Virat Kohli, Rahul Dravid, etc. A girl lawyer who had just graduated in 2021 representing these kind of cricketers and famous personalities, wherein they will negotiate out what is the contracts with different brands, etc. Then there is media law, environmental law, air and space law, insurance law. Different kinds of subjects are there where you will be able to practice, and you will be doing a lot of corporate practice, as in there are law firms today's date. In fact, 90% of the students who graduate out of national law schools, you will be surprised that they don't even go into courtrooms. They are directly going into corporate houses and they are performing very well. The salaries range, average salaries of any NLU will range anything between 15 to 25 lakhs. And the highest packages have gone up to 75 to 80 lakhs as well. In fact, there are also a lot of foreign prospects today's date because recently some laws have been passed wherein FDI is being allowed into law firms as well. So foreign law firms will be allowed to come into India. So that will increase the kind of pay packages which are there and also provide greater opportunities. In fact, right now, all students as well as parents, I urge them and tell them that, sir or ma'am, you are not going to have your children graduate in just 1 or 2 years. Today's date, the students who will join us this year will probably finish their law in 2030, all right, or 2031. So we have to plan and strategize as to how will careers be during that time. So during that time, if you see, you will have a great amount of law which will come out, like Western countries, where from buying a house to buying a car or even filing your taxes for every small aspect, and you will require some kind of legal assistance and advice. So the opportunities are galore, and right now, only the tip of the iceberg has been still explored as far as legal careers in India is concerned. All right. So when you're looking over here, the second part, it's a very upwardly mobile lifestyle. You go towards Delhi, you go towards Bombay, you have some of the best law firms in the country. We have students and we have people who have practiced law from here who are going to UK and practicing. They're representing firms across the world. All right. So they're making a lot of waves. So these are different kinds of career opportunities which are available. You'll be very excited to know for most parents. For the first one, for example, corporate MNCs as well as law firms. Today's date, there will be at least 500 solid law firms across the country which are recruiting heavily. For example, in the deal of, let's say, the largest mergers which have happened recently, that was the Tata Air India merger which had happened. The entire value went over and above almost 21,000 crores, which is a very huge amount. Amongst that, I'm telling you at least 5 to 10% of that entire amount, almost 1,500 to 2,000 crores, would have just gone to law firms for them to set up the entire regulation framework of these particular companies. I'm sure most of you are following it in news that because of the mergers of Vistara, Air India, and all of these, you can see that there are a lot of issues and a lot of litigation which is
Yes,
coming up.
yes, yes.
So which brings more opportunities to lawyers. All right. So that is how corporate laws, MNCs. So you look at banks, for example, all banks like ICICI, HDFC, Axis, they have huge legal departments and they keep recruiting heavily. If you look at hospitals, places like Apollo, Yashoda, they have very strong legal teams so that they can counteract act with medical negligence and a lot of other cases
Now
which
deal
come
is
across
with every industry.
for the hospital as well. Administrative, the second one, courts of law. Litigation means wherein you will go and practice. All right. Though practice in the initial stages, like MBBS, for about a year, year and a half after college, you might have to work and learn under a senior. But after that, most national law school students are very well accredited in their courts across the country. All right.
Yes.
And this judiciary as well as judicial clerkship, these are two opportunities only available to law students. So imagine a student who has graduated out of a national law school at the age of about 23, 24, and then they can go ahead and become a judge. All right. Today's date, upon a single examination, most NLU students in one or two maximum attempts can easily get through judiciaries in their respective states and become magistrates, wherein the pay packages are quite good, as well as the benefits as and the respect that they will get will stand with them for definitely for a lot of generations. So most students can write IAS examinations, but if you look at law students, becoming a judge or getting into judiciary is one option that only law students will have earlier. So today's date, all previously there used to be that you needed certain amount of experience and all. But today's date, states give out posts like all other government posts, and it is very good for them to understand how they can go towards different kinds of careers in law. Judicial clerkship is also very interesting, where Supreme Court judges and High Court judges, they will appoint only National Law School students to assist them in every judgment that they make. So imagine a student who is about 23, 24 can sit down with a judge and make judgments along with them. All right. The third one is administrative services. As in most students, for example, if you get into IIT, lot of people take up the combination of getting IIT and IIM, right? In NLUs, you will find a lot of, even I have batchmates, seniors and juniors who today's date are at least part of, so in your typical batch of an NLU, you will have students getting into law firms, you will have some people going into IAS officers or some people going ahead and becoming IPS officers or IRS officers. So a law degree forms a very strong background for you to get into an IAS or an IPS service, because we study subjects like political science, sociology, which is very close to subjects that we can study during IAS as well.
Yeah.
Also, one of the optionals is also law. So we can definitely do that quite well. The next one is JAG, which is also called Judge Attorney General. So defense services, it has a special place wherein even after graduation, you can do your law, and all internal legal activities such as court martial, etc., within the defense services are only held by lawyers. All right. So internally, they choose and they train with the JAG, and that's how they are appointed into the defense services. Most of I don't have to elaborate on that as to what are the benefits that are received in defense services. All right. Legal process outsourcing is a very new format. So, like you have heard about BPOs and KPOs, these are companies which assist foreign law firms in getting good amount of legal work. So contracts from US law firms, you have a lot of documentation services and legal documentation which happens from companies across the globe, from UK law firms or US law firms. So you are almost billed in dollars. So legal process outsourcing is typically where you get into a corporate office and you get into a project room and try to do document review and you work on cases on foreign soil. All right. Research and academics, you can go ahead to probably achieve an LLM or a PhD doctorate and probably become a stalwart in one of the subjects that you are interested in. You can also go abroad. There are a lot of jurisdiction agnostic place subjects. For example, air and space law. Now, it is obvious that air and space law in India or in the US would probably be quite similar. You look at environmental law, all right, or you look at laws like maritime law, as in oceans and
Yes.
waters related laws. So these are things that you can do all over the world, sir. So there are firms from Singapore, etc., who are offering handsome salaries to students from national law schools, and they're
Very
delivering
similar.
it. All right. The last but not the least is also media. You can do media law and also get into legal journalism. All right. So legal journalism, as you can see, because of the way lawyers can talk, they have their communication skills and they have their research skills. They are very good assets for media companies and newspapers or media houses to recruit them. Their public sector undertakings, public sector banks, all right, SEBI, for example, and all of these, other than the public prosecutor, are government jobs, wherein companies like Indian Oil, SBI, and all of them, they release specific posts, which are all officer above or grade A and grade B above, wherein you can write an examination and get through them. Obviously, once you have graduated and you have studied in an NLU, the prestige of that and the level that you have studied, you should be able to clear most of these examinations with ease. And sir, a fun fact over here for you to know that all NLUs, when they say that is the degree strong or not, the strength of the degree, I still remember that almost all NLUs, 90% of them, the then Chief Justice of India, whoever is there of India at that particular time, Chief Justice of India at the Supreme Court, generally is the person who's the signatory to your degree. All right. And the chancellor of every university, for example, Nalsar's chancellor is the Chief Justice of Telangana. So
Yes.
whichever state's Chief Justice is there, they are ex officio, they also become the chancellor of that
Chancellor of
particular
particular
national law
NLU.
school. All right. So you understand the kind of prestige. The governor, chief minister, chief justice of India, other justices of the Supreme Court, all these honorable and respected people come over regularly to NLUs to deliver lectures and to promote and also inspire young law students. There is good salaries. We have kept these at a very median level. All right. NLS Bangalore was the first NLU which had begun, which is there, which had started off in 1986. After that, there is Nalsar, Hyderabad, and NLU, Delhi. We are quite fortunate. In fact, very less people know, even in Hyderabad. Even this last December, sir, I think around 1,600 students had only written from Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
So that way, if you see, that is including UG and PG. All right. So that way, you can understand that lot of students will be able to score well, and you should take up the opportunity that they are giving a domicile quota, as in
Domicile.
any student who has studied for more than 3 to 4 years. Above 4 years, you are considered to get a domicile certificate in your particular state. So if you have studied for more than 3 to 4 years, actually just keeping it safe as 4 years in Telangana, then
You
you
count
should
that.
be eligible to get this particular quota. 33 seats exclusively out of the 160 seats are available for the students of
Telangana person.
Telangana only. And out of 33, 16 of them are for general category. And again, there is 30% preference, sir,
For
not
which?
reservation
Yeah,
for girls.
for girls.
In fact, most of you will be surprised, even at our batches in Tapasya and at various of our branches, you will see that there are almost a majority of girls, in fact, in the CLAT batches as well. So we are very proud to announce that again, that we will have quite a few strong students who are going this year as well and prepping very well for CLAT at most of our branches in our
Yes.
at Tapasya. All right. So these are the three top national law schools right now. And as you can see, their average packages, the highest packages have gone about 60 to 70 lakhs also. But these are definite packages as of now. But when your child will graduate out in 2030 or 2031, this will definitely, by the looks of the inflation and the way our GDP is growing, these will definitely double or if not more. We are entering, and I'll let you know what are the top law schools. So of course, CLAT is offering you an admission or the chance to get into a lot of law schools, national law schools. But other than that, what other law schools are also there? For example, first we have the 25 national law schools which are there, and after this, you have some other state government colleges as well. You can write Telangana Law Set, you can write MH Set for Maharashtra, where some of these colleges, for example, Government Law College Bombay, all right, Government Law College Mumbai has seen some very a lot of greats like Ram Jetmalani sir, etc., who have graduated from there. Though it's a college which is a state university, it has produced a huge number of lawyers, and a lot of students can also get a preference in Bombay law firms, especially if they study in Bombay. All right. Second one is ILS Pune as well. All right. And then you also have BHU, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. So these are also colleges and very prestigious institutions. and University of Allahabad, of course. Now, other than these government institutions, you also have private law schools. All right. For example, JGLS, which is Jindal Global Law School. Jindal is a very strong prospect where through LSAT you can get into an institution. Though they charge higher fee, which is on the northern side of almost 7.5 to 8 lakhs, but they are one of the premium colleges which are there in the country. Lot of foreign LLM professors, lot of NLU grads. So there are a lot of opportunities which they teach as well. Next, SLS, which is Symbiosis Law School, has their branches in Pune, Hyderabad, Nagpur, Noida. So it is one of the top choices for students who want to get into private law schools and who have not got into CLAT or NLUs. So these are different kinds of universities and colleges that we are going to show, and I will tell you like Christ University, Bangalore, etc., and how to get into all of these. So for the common law admission test, which happens for all the NLUs. Secondly, it's also called ILET, All India Law Entrance Test. This is conducted exclusively only for NLU Delhi. NLU Delhi is the only national law university which is allowed and which provides its own different kind of a examination. Now that particular test happens because they feel that since it's in Delhi, it's also the seat of many courts of the country and, of course, the Supreme Court of India. So, because of their higher amount of exposure and huge amount of resources that Delhi can offer, it offers a different course for their 110 seats. Other than, of course, they also have a Delhi state quota, but there will be quite a few seats and lot of students, especially students who are good in analytical reasoning, can attempt All India law entrance test very well. Both CLAT and ILET happen in December. They happen in consecutive Sundays. Usually, the first Sunday of December is done by CLAT, and second Sunday is usually done by NLU Delhi. All right. So, let me tell you about CLAT first. It is organized by the consortium of NLUs. That means all the NLU vice chancellors together form a committee, and every year, one different university handles it. Last year was GNLU, which was Gandhinagar, and this year it has not yet been announced, but mostly it could be NLIU Bhopal or HNLU Raipur or any of these institutions which would organize the CLAT examination. You have 3,200 plus seats, and these are also the CLAT scores are also accepted by certain other private institutions as well. All right, then I have told you about ELIT or NLU Delhi. Then there is also Symbiosis Law Admission Test, SLAT as it is called. It is done by the Symbiosis Law Schools, and they offer you admission into all their different Pune, Noida, Hyderabad, and Nagpur. So Hyderabad also has a very good campus now. It is also residential. They offer hostels, and students from all over the country write this examination and come over to these campuses. Symbiosis has a good edge because it has been teaching law and they have other subjects like management, etc. So Symbiosis as an institution has been there for quite a while. So you can expect good placements, good career opportunities from Symbiosis as well. So it is not the do or die situation where if I don't get into an NLU, then is my career not good or what should I do? Then there are all of these opportunities as well. There are state government universities, there are private institutions. So we'll be able, you can contact us and we will let you know far more detailed information in case you would require for any particular institution. So each student is also different. Their career goals are different. So depending on that, our counselors will sit down with you. We will also give you we can also do a diagnostic test and we can understand your different weaknesses and strengths and counsel you far better. All right. So please do reach out to our team and reach out to us in case you would require more information on how CLAT is achieved and what are different careers in detail for you. Then there is Christ University. There's MH set, which is Maharashtra set. All right. And LSAT India. LSAT India is unique because most of the private institutions across the country take up the scores from LSAT India. All right. LSAT more so, as you can see, Jindal Global Law School, I've already told you. UPES is also a very unique university. It's University for Petroleum and Energy Studies, which is placed in Dehradun. All right. So this is also a very interesting institution. and there are also various other private law schools which will provide you good amount of knowledge. All right. We have finished as to what all different universities and different kinds of examinations that you will have to do. I'll give you a small revision sheet at the end, so you will know exactly what all examinations that have to be done. You can maybe take a photograph of the screen or something like that, so you will understand better. Okay. Next, we will move on to what could be an effective study plan. What we at Tapasya will bring to you so that you can understand how effectively to tackle or get your best foot forward for CLAT, ELET, or other private law schools. So, knowing your tests. So, this is also something in case students want to take it up, take a photograph or a screenshot of your mobile phones or of your laptops. With this, you can have a clear understanding of these major entrance test examinations and what are the topics. I will discuss in brief. First one is English or reading comprehension. As you can see the tick marks, you will see that it is there in CLAT, IELT, SLAT, MHSET, as well as Christ University. Okay. Next, English or reading comprehension is more of the way that wherein you will have a passage and you will have to answer questions based on that. If you can look at this, this is a slightly different, approach because it is aptitude testing. You are not required to, as they say, memorize a lot of things or just keep mugging up a lot of things. This is more of aptitude testing, wherein you have the answer right there, but it is dependent on your analytical, uh, on your analysis, on your reading comprehension. Sir, you would probably be able to tell us better about, let's say, logical reasoning.
See, logical reasoning means completely English related reasoning, right? There could be two types of reasoning. One is math related reasoning, and the other one is verbal related reasoning. So, in most of the law entrance, like NLUs or any other law entrance, logical reasoning will be there. English related logical reasoning will be there.
Right.
Of course, next legal reasoning.
Right. So then legal reasoning, it's also subject I teach. We teach you basic legal principles, and based on that, you will be getting something like a mini case. All right. And you will have to maybe solve that and understand things about how you will solve that little case or how you will use that rule in a factual scenario. All right. So as you can see, it is present in again major amount of all the examinations. General awareness or current affairs. This is also something which will pivot you to a foundation for going towards civil services or IAS services examinations later on. All right. We teach you current affairs, we teach you general knowledge, legal knowledge. So this is based on different topics. Last, we will ask you the expert on quantitative aptitude.
Quantitative aptitude, it's like 20% weightage in a CLAT exam. Of course, in other exams, it depends on different weightage in other exams. But in CLAT exam, completely all questions are data interpretation based. Every question, even though topic is even percentage or ratios, it doesn't matter what the topic is. But every question comes in data interpretation form only.
But sir, if I might ask you for the benefit of everyone, data interpretation, can you give small example?
There are example, you may see a kind of graphs, a pie chart or a bar graph or a line graph or some information in the table. Then questions will be raised on the table. Maybe under each table, there will be four questions or six questions. If you get six questions, there will be two questions will be there on that time. If you get four questions, three questions will be there on different topics. I mean, mostly the topics, questions based on percentages, ratios. Uh, Sometimes one time geometry was there, the other time algebra was there.
So if
So
student
not
doesn't
much.
take MEC, if he doesn't take MEC, he takes only
Doesn't
CEC,
matter.
can
Doesn't
they
matter.
still do the math?
What the background they have and CLAT, to attend CLAT exam, what the background they have doesn't matter. Really comes from eighth, ninth, tenth, not even tenth, almost seventh, eighth, ninth maths.
So don't worry about so those of you who fear mathematics, etc. So don't worry, even CEC students, you will be able to do this. And we start off from the basics, as Mahesh sir has said. We start from the basics and then we move ahead. I'm giving you a small brief about how we are going to take up the course. All right. So usually this is the ideal way. 11th examination gets done in June. SV means summer vacation over here. All right. Where we do a lot of the basics.
June first week,
And
second week, it will be start
right.
for us.
So after that, in and around before the pre-boards, November, December, we focus completely for CLAT. and then post your board examinations, we will focus more on the private examinations in April and May. So this is generally how the prep plan will be there. Next, with this you can see what is the breakup of the entire CLAT examination. Okay, you can see that a lot of marks are given for legal reasoning, general knowledge. But
Please,
how,
if at all possible, take the snapshot of this.
you can take a snapshot of this as well. Also, do understand that there is negative marking in CLAT and IELTS as well. That means that if you get 1 mark positive, all right, you score something right, you will get 1 positive mark. And if you get a wrong answer, that is instead of answer being B, you have marked C, then you will get minus 0.25. Over here, interesting question I ask everyone. In 120, if you have, for example, scored 119 correct and you have got one wrong answer, can you put in the chat what is the score? I repeat, if out of 120 you have got one wrong, then what will be your score? If there is minus 0.25,
Super, Pranati,
negative.
Pranati. Yeah, she answered. Pranati. Very good, very
Okay,
good.
very good,
Super.
Prati.
Anjana also.
118.75.
Yes,
So it
yes.
is not 119.75. You won't be losing 0.25 like that. You lose one opportunity and you get a penalty of 0.25. So you
Super.
land up with, so with every wrong question, wrong answer, you're almost losing 1.25. So understand that for every 0.25, you will have almost 500 ranks that you will cross. Okay. So the way we teach is that not just whether which option out of the four is right, but why the other three are wrong is also very important for you to understand. All right. So that is how aptitude training is. So I assume that you have understood how the scoring happens in CLAT. All right. So I have already told you how the prep strategy will be. All right. So in the beginning, we focus on the concepts or on the fundamentals. Then post the summer vacation, we talk about application and how testing strategy is there. Every topic is tested, every section is tested, then every mock level is tested, and that is how we move ahead. You can take a picture of this. So it is to be decided within the next batch, but usually we do at least 3 to 5 sessions per week after other than your IP examinations so that you are well ahead and we try to complete much earlier so that we can also have some scope for testing as well as revision. So this is the concept how we tie and teach. Firstly, with experienced faculty, we get student faculty from national law schools, from other law schools, we get them for each particular domain. We have their domain expertise. All faculty with 10 plus or at least 10 to 15 years of experience in their domain expertise. Then topic tests. We are also working on a learning management system where we will be able to give you an online platform where you can practice your testing strategies and how you're getting them right or wrong. After that, we will go towards sectional tests. That means exclusively for logic, for legal. So we'll keep ironing out every aspect of your testing. Finally, we'll have drill down analysis. Every mock test, after it gets completed, we will sit to it and we will see that the entire mock is analyzed, how actually you are supposed to do the mock. So if you have repeated multiple number of times, as we believe at Tapasya, what our final goal is that when you sit in front of the examination, if the student, other than getting stressed, if you give a smile and say that, yes, I'm confidently going to write this examination, then we have done our job. All right. So that is the way that we are going to get you trained here at Tapasya.